Together, won a contest as the best dancers in Cincinnati, but after a serious automobile accident, she was unable to walk for over a year. It was then that Doris Day turned to singing. I talked with her last week at her home in Carmel, California, and she told me how she became a performer.
So I think my mother, when she was younger, wanted to sing and dance and be on the stage. She was very outgoing and didn't have that chance. So when I started dancing at 5 years old, can you imagine? My mother was just glowing all the time. She loved it, and I danced before I sang.
What was the first time you ever performed? That you ever got up in front of people and performed?
When I danced.
Yeah?
I was 5 years old.
School?
And there was a minstrel show at the public school. And I had a little red satin dress on with a tutu.
Mm-hmm.
And I wet my pants before I went out. By the time I was called out on stage, I had done it. And I came out, everybody applauded, and I stood there and I spotted my mother, and I said, "I's going down to the Cushville Hop, and there ain't..." "Oh, I'm sorry, Mommy, I couldn't help it, but I really had to go." And it tore the house down, I guess. That's what she tells me.
The beginning of your life.
That was a very bad start for me.
You never have really enjoyed or been comfortable in front of audiences, right?
Right. And I'll bet a psychiatrist would say it started then.
What do you think? Do you think that's
I think so. I was petrified. And they just kind of pushed me out on stage, and I knew that I had wet my pants, of course. I thought, oh, wait till they see this. Wait till my mummy sees this.
At some point along the way, you went and auditioned for somebody. That first time you went and said, okay, I'm going to get up in front of somebody and sing.
Well, Barney Rapp heard me singing somewhere. I wonder if it was there. It's possible. Barney Rapp heard me singing on the radio.
Band leader.
Yes. He was a band leader in Cincinnati. And he contacted Grace Rain, my vocal coach, and she called me, and I went to see him, and that was my first job. And I should have come dressed in my gown. But my darling mother said, "Oh, your dress is going to get wrinkled. You can't wear it in the car." She drove me there that night for the opening.
Where'd you change?
In the ladies' room. And all the people were coming in there. And I was so embarrassed.
Doris, right? Kappelhoff.
Doris Mary Ann Kappelhoff.
You went from Kappelhoff to Day. Who
Barney
changed?
Rapp.
And
The song he heard me sing was Day After Day.
All right,
Yes.
You got from there to Bob Crosby. How'd that happen?
Through my vocal coach again. She said, Bob Crosby is playing at the Black Hawk in Chicago. And I thought, Bob Crosby. Oh.
How old were you?
Oh, goodness.
15?
I was about 16, maybe just a little over. And I only stayed with him 3 months, and then I went with Les.
But you got the job with Bob Crosby.
Got the job. I couldn't believe it.
3 months, and then you went with Les Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Sentimental Journey. Where was it done first? How did it come about?
Pennsylvania Hotel in New York City. We were playing there, and we had a rehearsal one night, as we did, about once a week after the job. And all of a sudden, we hear this. Everybody loved it. Immediately. And we had the band remotes, out of the Pennsylvania Hotel every night.
Tonight, from the Pennsylvania Hotel here on 30th, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that, of course, we put that on the very next night. And the letters started coming. The mail started coming in like crazy. That song was an instant hit.
Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna set my heart at ease.
I think it's a wonderful song. And during the war years, it was a sentimental journey. The boys coming home or going.
During that time, what was your life like? I mean, here you are, 16 years old. You're traveling on the road, first with Bob Crosby, then with Les Brown. I mean, you're a kid. How did your mother feel about that? Was she frightened? She say you shouldn't do this, you should do this?
Well,
Were you frightened? Were you lonely? What was it like?
No, because the boys in the band were like brothers to me.
We had a bunch of nice boys, and then there was, I never thought of it as any problem. They loved her right from the start because she sang so great. And we had other girl singers up to them, and she amazed them.
I wasn't with Les very long, you know. I married.
Al.
Yes, Al Jordan.
Al Jordan. Now, he's a trombone player, right?
Yes, he was with Barney Rapp.
Okay,
That's
so
when
you've
we
known
met.
him a while and dated.
That's when we met.
Now, all this time, you were going with him or writing him
Oh,
or whatever.
yes,
right?
love letters.
You were on the road, he was on the road.
Oh, yeah, had we been together, I wouldn't have married him. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Then you
But I'm
finally
glad
get
I
married.
did because I have Terry.
All right, Al. We're going to talk about Al some. Not a nice man to you, right?
No.
At all.
But I really don't think it's nice to talk about him. He isn't here.
I was sort of a father figure to Doris, and he was Al Jordan, her first husband, was a very jealous person. I'll never forget, there was a picture in Downbeat magazine of Doris, and her knee was showing, and he raised holy hell about that picture.
I asked him to leave, and it was really scary. It was not pleasant. And I didn't have a penny. And the funny part of it is, I never ever thought that I couldn't get a job whenever I wanted it. I've always been very positive.
Where did that confidence come from, Ms. Day?
I don't know. It all has to do with walking out on that stage with wet pants.